Okay, this video is going to be about how some conscious channels and some conscious people that say that they're conscious, they can break down everything that you should know or that you don't know about what the powers that be, quote unquote, are doing to you. They can break it down to the point that when we look at geoengineering and we look at the fact that they're spraying our skies, and that the more and more that people are getting conscious to that, they find a new way to spray the sky. Well, of course, they can cloud the sky up so that we can't see them spraying. They can go above the clouds and spray above the clouds, but nonetheless still spray. So we know that that's what they're doing. The chemicals that they put in it, barium, aluminum, lithium, and those other type of mercury, those other types of chemicals that they put into the chemtrails. Now, these channels and these people can talk about these things and let you know these powers that be are bad, the Illuminati this. Then they turn around and say the devil and God. Then they turn around and say this is Jesus. After you just said all of that intelligent stuff, you had me thinking you were extremely intelligent and everything. You're like, man, that's right on the money, you're right, I see the same things. Then you come with Jesus and the devil. Let's get this understood. Let's get it understood, because see, these are people that want to be smart when they want to be, and then they want to not let go of something. They got to be religious. They got to be religious because they can't let go of the fact that that was even compromised. We live in a world today where everything has been touched, especially something old, especially something that's scripted. Scriptures, Bibles, Qurans, anything from old times. It's been compromised. If you look at the sky, it's been compromised. They say, oh, the sky's been compromised. Oh, they doing stuff with the food. They doing stuff, but they didn't touch the book. They didn't touch that Bible. They didn't touch that Quran. Come on, man. The program itself is letting you know that you're in a program and it's guided thoughts. How can you say we're in the final days when you're not supposed to know when the final days are supposed to come? How you supposed to know that what any God is supposed to be doing and what plan he has when you're not included in that plan that he's going to have, because you're not going to know when, or you're not going to know where, and you're not going to know the beginning nor the end, but you get the beginning and the end in Genesis and Revelations. Then you talk about Masonic signs, and this is what they do. They put up Mason signs, and they do this, and they give secret handshakes, and they're doing this. They're using signs and symbols, the Baphomet, and this and that, and da. You saying that, but then you turn around and say, I'm religious. I believe in Jesus is coming back. When Jesus is a part of the whole program of Freemasonry. 33 years, 33. So when you start talking about Jesus, you're talking about Masonic shit. So when they see your channel, and they say, oh yeah, I see that you're talking about these things, but you just put Jesus in there. So hell, we don't consider you a threat, and you probably don't want to be a threat. You just want to tell your information and still be down with them because you're saying Jesus out your mouth. You're not even supposed to. That is a program of Masonic program mind control. Jesus, Muhammad, Quran, all of that. These are all different translations from other translations, then other translations, and translated the way that the translator wanted it to be depicted to the public. So how are you going to sit here and say that Jesus that you're talking about ain't part of a Masonic program, and yet you still want to go, yeah, they doing this and they doing that. They doing this and they doing that. They gave you the Bible too, man. So everything they doing is you got to tear it all down, and you're scared. So you're scared to tear it all down. Well, what am I supposed to do if I can't cry? Because this is what it is. You can't be smart like you're smart and then turn around and turn into a follower. Just like you saying all these people out here blind and they sleep and they sheeple. You're still sheeple too when you start putting that Bible in the stuff. Only way that Bible is supposed to be looked at is scientifical. When you look at the Bible, it's supposed to be a scientifical and a storytelling thing of what's to come. And how do you depict that? How do you know in the signs that this reality gives you? How do you do it? When you look on the back of the dollar bill and it shows you exactly the signs and very same damn symbols that you say are Illuminati, and then when you turn that seal around it shows you that it is an alien head. Not an alien head, but an ancient terrestrial head that is psychic. So if you're dealing with psychic abilities, then of course something can make something happen of a psychic awareness and say, hey, this is what your future is going to be like. And you live that future out. You make that future what it is because they put it in your face. They put it in a book so you can live it out. And they're actually living out the ritual. So when you see them living out the ritual, making a ritual come true, not the fact that that even was going to happen, but they made the ritual come true, or they're making the ritual come true. They're performing ritual on you. Then you turn around and say, Jesus. You can't turn around and say Jesus after you said everything was compromised and then still go along with the Masonic program. You just went along with the Masonic program, so when they see you and they see your channel and you're considering yourself being a threat, or you think that you're a threat, how can you be a threat when you're using Masonic symbols? You're using Masonic beliefs. This is what you're using. So they don't consider you a threat. They say, oh, that's a brother of mine, telling them exactly what we're doing. But they're going to be okay because they believe in the 33rd degree Mason, or the 33-year-old Jesus. Because that's what the 33 stands for. But you want to say Jesus out of your mouth, but you conscious and you talking about chemtrails and all of this other stuff. And you saying, hey, they doing this, and the powers that be are doing this, and the powers that be did that book too. The powers that be did that book too. So when they see you start talking about that, they immediately don't see you as a threat. Only become a threat when you got millions of subscribers and you're not talking about that damn book. You're going in that book and you're ripping it apart and you're telling people, look, this is what that really means. This is what this really means. They're not talking about this, they're talking about that. And then you have millions of subscribers, I bet you your channel get towed down. But your channel is not going to get towed down when you're talking about chemtrails and you're talking about oxygen levels being, food being tampered with, 5G towers, all this excellent intelligent stuff, and then you end your rebuttal with, and when Jesus comes back. When you end your rebuttal when Jesus comes back, they already know they got you. You can't say that they manipulating everything around you, and then drop the ball on that. You can't do it. It's because you don't have an answer to what you can't do nothing about. So you want the people to feel like it's some type of hope. So you're no different than a conscious preacher. You're no different than a conscious preacher because you don't want the people to say, hey, we got to do this. We got to change this. This is what we got to do. No, you're saying Jesus is going to come back. And these are the last days, and Jesus is going to come back after you just gave people all that information. So guess what they're going to do when they get through hearing all that information that you've been given about the geoengineering and the towers and everything? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to go, okay, we ain't got to worry about it because Jesus is going to come back. So now what did you just do? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You told them some stuff. But then you just gave them the security blanket that they always had in a long time anyway. By telling them about a Masonic figure. Masonic, that's right. When they stop using 33s and 12s and all of that and start using a number like 2 and or 1 or something like that, then you can tell me that they're not playing Masonic games. But until then, you can say all this stuff about Masonic handshakes, Freemason this, Illuminati that, and then you turn around and go Jesus, and that's exactly what they study. That's exactly what they put in front of you to hide what's really real behind the stuff. Is the Jesus and everything that you just talked about. You just killed your whole argument when you ended it off with Jesus Christ. That's what you just did. I'm not an atheist. I'm just not a person that's just going to go against, that's just going to go with Masonic beliefs, but yet and still try to expose them. It's one of the two. It's either you with them or you're not. And everybody say in religion, you serve one God, you can't serve two. So if you're saying in one hand they Masonic and they bad, and then you turn around and say Jesus on the other hand, then what are you doing? You're doing the exact same thing that you say that you shouldn't do. And if you say that we're in the last days and we're in the final days of Jesus' tribulation and you're giving all this information, but how are you supposed to know the end when you're not supposed to know it? How do you know the beginning when you're not supposed to know it? Because the beginning and the end is not the beginning and the end that you think it is. It's just the beginning of your existence as what type of prototype you are and what reality you're in. That's the beginning of that. And the end is not the end. It's just the events that's going to lead to the end of what you know today is to be like. Not the end of your world, but the end of what you're used to it being like. These are the signs and symbols that they're giving you, because these are the prophecies that they're going to fulfill themselves. They're called self-fulfilling prophecies. They're going to do that themselves. And what entities are behind them? What I said before, the ancient terrestrials. The ones that even the Bible talk about, but it's not talking about it for you to be religious or you to think any other way, but to just say, hey, it's some other entities on this planet, on this plane. They created other entities, i.e. you, me, and they've been controlling us because they feel like they can. Why? Because they feel like we are their property. We don't have a stake or a say-so in anything. And what do they hide behind? Masonic symbols. What do they hide behind? Religious symbols. So when you start using religious symbology or any characters with that, and they see that you do that, your attack against them is now null and void. Because you just went right back to what the hell they using in the first place to get you toe up. So now when they see it, they don't have any feelings about the information that you're giving. As long as you said Jesus Christ after that, you have just ordained yourself a follower of their mission. So all they're going to say is, you just told the people what us Masons was doing. You're not going to give them any clue to say that the shit is fake. You just going to tell them what we're doing, and then you capped it off with a pretty Jesus Christ is going to come and save you. So what type of, you can state all you want, but that's what it is. And until you look at what it is for what it is and know that the power is in you to pay attention, to get it together, what we need to do together, not nobody coming to save you, then that's when they're going to come at you. That's when they're going to be showing their true faces, when the masses wake up that way. But as long as you're going Jesus, you might as well say you're a Mason. 30D degrees, we agree. Yes, good. You told them, whatever. Keep your channel. We know you lost. All right, peace.